You spent 5 years in prison for failing to pay child support for the defendant, Ms. Sears' son, Dylan.
That's right.
Mr. Manser, you are not
Oh, God.
his father.
5 years in prison.
You know who his father is.
Yes, I talk to him still.
She should be convicted of some crime.
No, I should not. I did
That
not.
is
Mr.
fraud.
Manser.
Hey, welcome back to the channel. I hope you all are having a great day. Today, as y'all can see from the original video, we're gonna be talking about paternity testing, man. Y'all know how that goes. And cases like we just saw proves that we really do need to have these babies tested before any man signs a birth certificate. That's just facts. And shout out to the state of Tennessee for being the first one leading the march and getting things right and setting the record straight. We need more states to follow suit. Men are at an injustice in this country, especially when it comes to paternity testing. Imagine having to raise a child that doesn't belong to you, and you're living with a woman who is obviously a liar and a deceiver. Wouldn't you want to know if that baby was really yours? Fellas, go ahead and get that thing tested. And here I got a couple more videos for y'all to help you make a decision on if these laws of paternity testing being mandated is right. Let's get into them. I'll be right back.
Where from 5 to 30% of the general population, men are raising and paying for children that are not theirs and don't know. According to the American Association of Blood Banks, between 25 and 30% of the males who are accused of being the father, they take a paternity test and find out they did not do it.
Are you for mandatory DNA testing at birth?
I am absolutely on record as saying that if we want to prevent the problem of having men challenge paternity later down the road, is then let's apply a proactive solution. Automatic DNA testing at birth would work to help two things. One, we would assure that the right parents were named on the birth certificate. Two, it would stop paternity fraud and take the profit out of paternity fraud.
But so many women's groups say this wouldn't be fair. You're acting like you don't trust the mother. Why do you think they say that?
It's a red herring. It takes away from the focus of, well, who's the one person who has all of the information about potential fathers or the paternity candidates? It is the child's mother. And currently, in most places, she has no duty to disclose that, well, wait a minute. Well, my husband's not really my child's father. My boyfriend is. Like, well, wait, lady. But you're married. You forgot that you were married?
Fellas,
No.
don't walk but run and go get a paternity test. Because a woman will mess with you and be already pregnant. She said, ooh, who's the weak link? Him right there. Hurry up and throw that pussy on you, pussy cat. Be already 2 months pregnant. You wondering, like, the baby come kind of early, huh? Better start doing that math. That baby come kind of early, huh? That baby a good little size. Yeah, that motherfucker was already pregnant. Don't walk. Run. Go get them babies tested. Look at paternity court. Look at all them women that was lying to their kids. Talking about, he didn't call you, he didn't love you. Putting all them negative thoughts in their kids' head. He didn't love you. They ain't even they goddamn that.
Mr. Benning. Mr. Benning. You are not the father. I'm very sorry.
It doesn't matter. I'm still gonna be there. I'm lonely when she calls Daddy. You can't change it. We spent 2 years together. You can't change that. You can't take that away.
You said earlier that if Robin was not your biological child, it causes you to doubt whether or not you truly are the biological father of Jermaine Benning Jr. And because of that doubt, the court wants to make sure when you leave here, you have the whole truth.
I think I deserve at least that, Your Honor.
And it comes to 6-month-old Jermaine Benning Jr. It has been determined by this court. Mr. Benning, you are not the father.
What the?
Oh. Oh, I'm so sorry, Mr. Benning.
I got cribs and playpens and toys, and I've done everything that I do, and
Ms. Bodine, do you know who Jermaine Jr.'s father is?
No, Your Honor. I didn't know that was going to come out like that.
Well, you may not have known.
Now you see, that last clip was a little too hard to watch. That man has been drained. That man has been beat down. He's gonna need some therapy. He's gonna need some mental help. He's never gonna trust women the same. And she doesn't care. Twice she stepped out on that man and had him raising and fall in love with kids that he felt were his. Fellas, this is why we say mandatory paternity testing is needed. If he would have gotten it done, he would have known that those babies weren't his. And the government really needs to step in to help men. But we all know we live in a gynocratic society, and that's just how it goes.
Women will never understand how it feels like to not know whether a child is theirs or not. So honestly, I think paternity tests should just be mandatory, because men, there's too many times where men experience the kid not being theirs. And at that point, it's like, we won't ever understand that feeling. We'll never even understand the doubt. So why shouldn't it be mandatory? That's something that it should be a right.
Ooh, y'all about to hate me when I say this, but every man should be given a paternity test at the birth of the child. They should. I know, boo-boo. I know. Roy, why would you do that? I can hear y'all crazy tail complaining now. Women, you know what? How dare you put a man through 18 plus years, and it's not his baby. You know it's not his baby. Or even if it was a possibility of you not knowing. I'm holding women accountable. Yes, sis, I'm holding you accountable because you know you ovulate once a month. And if you have slept with multiple men during that month, let it be known. Give that man a paternity test so we can avoid a lot of mishaps.
I had two guys call in. They work at DNA testing centers. One guy had to quit. One guy still works there. He told me 40% of the children are not the man's child. 40%. He said 40%.
Somebody call Maury.
It's usually
make DNA testing.
It's
mandatory.
It's two scenarios. It's where the woman, the person's getting a DNA test because the woman claims that is their child. Turns out it's not. The other one is where the parent is on the deathbed and makes a confession, or they need a liver transplant, blood transfusion, and the blood type, there's no way that can actually be the father. So then they find out because of medical reasons, you mean that's not my father? Then the father finds out from that way. He said it took such a toll on him that he could no longer do it because he would be sitting on the phone counting.
Paternity test as the mother of the child. Ex-husband wants a paternity test for our daughter. I have a couple of reasons for not wanting this to happen. First, it is my child and I don't want anyone taking her DNA without my consent. And I don't want to give that consent. Secondly, the money that my ex-husband provides in child support is vital to my daughter and I having a safe, stable place to live. If it turns out that a certain someone else was the father, my daughter and I would be thrust into poverty. Is it possible to reject a DNA test of my daughter? Is it possible to mandate my ex-husband continue to pay child support even if he isn't the father, given that he undertook a fatherly role for 5 years before he left us. So this woman cheated on him.
She knows that this is not his kid.
Yeah.
And she just wants him to pay for it.
It is a cold world we're living in. That woman know damn well she don't put that baby on that man just because he got some money. And he's a fool to take care of it and take care of her. Come on, man. This is ridiculous. Women these days, the numbers are not lying. More and more cases of these are showing up.
Hey, I'm your neighbor. I live 3 houses down. I just wanted to let you know that every time you go to work, there's a car that comes here and there's a guy that comes into your house. I think your wife might be cheating on you. The car is a red Chevy. License plate, it starts with a 5. I didn't get the whole thing, but every time you leave work at about 2 a.m., there's a red Chevy that pulls up right down the street here, parked here, and there's a guy who comes into your house and meets with your wife. I've seen this about 4 nights in a row now, and I just want to let you know, if you need more proof of that, like a ring cam, I can show you my ring cam that shows my front yard. You can see the car in the footage. You got any questions? Like I said, I live 3 houses down at 592.
Wow. Salute to this last guy, man, for warning his neighbor about his cheating wife or girlfriend. This is what goes on. Y'all be careful and protect yourselves. Y'all make sure you get your babies checked. Make sure it's your seed you're raising. That's the only thing. It's gonna save you a lot of stress down the line, a whole lot of stress. I hope y'all appreciated the video, and y'all know where I stand on this. I'm 1000% for paternity testing before any birth certificate is signed in the hospital. And I hope you guys are too. I'm gonna catch y'all on the next one. Y'all be safe out there. And remember, it is a cruel world we're living in.